and we welcome you here to Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio, where we are going dirt racing for the first time in BSR history. I am excited for this one. It's gonna be fun. I'm Joshua Copnell. I'm joined by Olivia Hayward. Olivia, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for this. I am completely out of my element in this one. My full experience with dirt oval racing is to run a few C-Fits races at Bristol, and those went about as well as you'd expect. So this is going to be interesting to watch. I think a lot of drivers coming in with rookie licenses on dirt oval, so it's going to be quite a chaotic race, I think, and it's going to end up culminating in a 24-car feature race to determine who takes home the crown.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I've been driving a lot of dirt on iRacing lately, but they've been with dirt cars. I mean, micro wing sprint cars, so even not anything that's powerful at all. And it's been a blast, but I'm telling you, these are not dirt cars. These are trucks, NASCAR trucks that we are used to seeing run on ovals. Now, much like last week, drivers are going to struggle. Last week, of course, you put these trucks on a road course. Drivers, not everybody's a road course ringer. We had a great battle last week, but some drivers, they were out of their element. Now this week, we come to the dirt, drivers are going to be out of their element. So we're going to see who is the dirt racers in the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. But also, some drivers may just be so ready to get this done and over with and headed next week at Michigan. But practice is over. It is Justin Rott over Michael Walls in practice. Those times were set pretty early as the track got rubbered in and got a lot slower. So now, fresh track, we're going to see who's able to put down a fast time here for qualifying. And we've got a little bit of a different format here tonight that we're going to walk you through as the night goes on. So it's not going to be just qualifying straight into the feature as we know it. But more on that here in a few. Michael Walls, he's going to be the first one to go out for a qualifying lap.
And as you mentioned, fresh track. The track is going to be reset to a fully clean surface for qualifying and then for the warm-up session just before the feature race. That means that the track is going to progress throughout qualifying and I think through the heat races as well, which means you're going to have to be on your toes. You're going to have to be able to adapt to what's happening underneath you. I think more than any other track even compared to the road courses, this is the wild card that you could use to pick up one of those two wildcard spots and find your way into the playoffs from the end of the regular season.
100%. I agree this is a wild card. And Cody Goza goes top of the board with his first lap qualifying, actually an 18.346. Alonso Chicano P2. Let's go ahead and take a look at Brett Bennett, who makes his return first start of the season. He's really good on dirt. Currently P5 is Brett Bennett, the number 6 machine. Olivia, it's been almost 5 years since I've commentated a dirt race. I'm also probably going to get yelled at for mentioning this, but it was a 410 sprint car race right here at Eldora, and it was a battle between Brett Bennett and Alonso Chicano for the race win. That was way back in 2020. Alonso Chicano, he won that race, and that by far is the only dirt race I have commentated up till now. Hunter Peach, how about him? He's back. It's been a long time since he's made a start here in the BSR Grid Network Truck Series.
Immediately picking up well. Currently 5th on the timing charts, and
Up to 4th.
to take that Dollar General machine up through and picked up some good points in the heat race. Because that's one thing about the format. We're not going to have a stage break in this one. Because we don't have stage breaks, regardless. But we are going to reward the stage points, as they do at the Daytona 500 in real life, at the conclusion of the 2 heats. So each heat winner gets 10 points. Second place in each heat gets 9, and so on down into 10th place, which is the final direct transfer spot into the feature race.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's right. You know, said we'd mention the format, you know, and that's it. There's going to be heats. I'm looking forward to it, just all around. It's going to be super exciting. Break these guys down into a couple of groups, 10 laps each for their heats. Currently, it is Justin Rott, P1 in 18.255. Levi Poland goes second, 18.3 flat for Levi Poland.
And then that'll put him on the pole for that second heat, because we split the field odd and even to set the grids for the heats. We ran 10 laps and no cautions. We had top 10 advance directly. Everyone else goes into the LCQ, which is 15 laps. Again, no cautions. And we will pull 4 from that. Although with the field size, I think that means everyone is going to get to make the show for the feature.
Yeah, 24 drivers you mentioned earlier make the feature event. There's 24 drivers. You'll see a 25th, Justin Rand. He is not racing tonight. He's actually going to be the in-race admin, the eyes in the sky. And also, I'm not so sure. I believe Zachary Wareham might not be starting tonight either. So it could be 23 drivers that's going to be in the show tonight. So the good news is I saw a lot of talk of drivers concerned that they were not going to be making the feature event. Well, the good news is you've made the feature event.
Yeah, and the worst thing is when there's only 1 or 2 that end up on the outside looking in. If you've got a 30, 35 car field, you can take that on the chin and go, it was tough to make it, you know, we'll come back next week. If you're the only driver, then that really stings. And so, fortunately, that's not going to be a concern here tonight. And we are going to get ready for our first heat race of the night.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if the starting grid is going to show correctly here. Let's take a
It
look.
will not.
No,
We
okay,
had this
you're right.
over in special stage.
So, we're not going to have the fancy graphic for it here in the heats, but it's going to be Justin Rott, Cody Goza, Hunter Peach, Brett Bennett, William Kempf. I'm not sure Bingham's first name just yet, but he's going to start
Lyndon.
6th. Lyndon, that's right. I knew that. Rivers Jones 7th. Dawson Allen, he's back starting 8th. Gabe Cazola 9th. And there's a few
Randy
Paynes. Randy Payne. That's right. There's a few Paynes. I knew that as well. Randy Payne in 10th. And Stephen Thornton, Ryan Bogey, and I don't believe Zachary Wareham is here. Sorry for stealing your thunder there.
Yeah, not in the session. So we are going to run this as a 12-car heat. The second heat will be run as 11, so points awarded to almost everyone. And it is the quirk of having parallel heats that award points. Yet twice as many stage points on offer for this, so this could end up being one of the most valuable races of the season. But equally, everyone that shows up gets a piece of it, and so it's almost a reward for taking a chance with the rest of the series. As we have Gabe Cazola stopped out of turn number 2, I think having a bit of an issue, or maybe picking up an EOL, not quite sure. We're going to stay pacing for a second lap. We're going to get the field formed up 2 by 2 and get ready for 10 laps of frantic action. Do not take your eyes off this, because we are going to run from the green to the checker no matter what happens on the racetrack.
I don't know if my voice can take this all. So I'm glad you're here. Space Truck gonna make its way to the safety of pit road. The GOAT Inc. Dirt Derby Heat number 1 is gonna be underway as they come off turn number 4. The green flag is out. Here we go at Eldora.
And there's already contact in turn 1. You saw how difficult it was to fire off on this fresh surface. It's just so much power in such a heavy machine. Nothing like what you'd be used to in a sprint car. But it is Justin Rohr who holds on for the time being. Cody Goza staying right there to put the pressure on. Rest of the field behind. I think getting a little bit caught up in each other right now as tied up the wall from Rivers Jones. He falls back behind Hunter Peach into the 5th position. Brett Bennett also getting up into the outside wall in turn number 4.
They're going to be 3 wide back here. That's going to be Cazzola on the top, Kempf in the middle, and Bingaman on the bottom. They get it sorted out. Kempf coming out on top. 7 to go here in the heat.
And it does seem like that top groove is dominant right now. But again, the thing about dirt racing is that could always move as we get further through the sessions, and especially in the 100 lap feature race. You don't know where out of line, and you might be able to find more performance elsewhere on the racetrack. We'll see what these drivers are able to do. We got this fight for 8th position. Zola trying around the outside of Dawson Allen in that number 95 truck. And doing a great job keeping it out of the wall. You can kind of run that cushion a little bit. You can, at some tracks, really cheese it against the wall, but it seems like here drivers looking to just run on that berm and carry the momentum that way. As we are already more than halfway through this one. 4 laps to go. Justin Rohr and Cody Goza with a little bit of a breakaway at the front of the field.
Hunter Peach is kind of closing in a little bit on Rivers Jones. Jones actually in the wall. It's not really going to affect you too much here by getting into the wall, but still, you don't want to be up on that wall for a long period of time. It will slow you down. Hunter Peach currently 5th in this heat in his return to BSR. He's going to catch the wall a little bit.
Yeah, and they did a fresh truck for the feature race, but you're seeing a little bit of damage onto that right front when there's a hard hit against the wall. That's going to be something to watch out for as we get deep into the feature race, whether that starts to hurt some of these drivers. As we have this battle for 5th place continuing on.
And the white
on the white flag lap here, and it looks like Justin Rohr from the pole position is gonna dominate this one. This will be 4th pole position in the feature from qualifying in that 1st position in the odd numbers. Battle to the line is Jones and Bennett, and that is going to be a margin of hundredths of a second. It's Brett Bennett on the outside who takes the 3rd position. 8 stage points for that one. Final running order Heat 1. Rohr, Goza, Bennett, Jones, Peach, Kempf, Bingaman, Cazzola, Dawson Allen, and then Ryan Bogey advancing directly from here. Payne and Thornton, your final 2 trucks, finishing this one.
So now we head to heat number 2, and it's going to be the same exact thing. 10 laps for heat 2. And that was a pretty clean heat 1.
That really was. No solo spins even.
Yeah.
Which is something you often expect to see in a situation like this with such difficult to control vehicles. It can just get away from you so easily. We'll see if Heat 2 is able to continue that. Again, the track a little bit more worn in. And I think from what we heard from drivers, that'll mean more off-throttle time. It'll be a little bit slower to run. And we'll see how that affects the drivers as they try and fight side by side.
Well, I took the starting lineup for heat number 1. You want to give us starting lineup for heat number 2?
Absolutely. Eli Poland takes pole position for the 2nd heat with Alonso Chicano alongside. Then we have Fidel Fabian and Michael Walls starting in the second row. Stephen Littrell and Alex Kerfen in row number 3. Then Aaron Von Druska, Roy Crump, Troy Sand, Cameron Caldwell, and Zach Probst rounding out your 11-car field for heat number 2. Of course, Justin Durand sat up in the race control booth. He is going to leave the inside of that 6th row open.
So we'll see how heat number 2 fares for these drivers. A very clean heat number 1. And now we got a different set of drivers here for heat number 2. This will set the starting lineup for the outside here for the Goat Inc. Dirt Derby.
I've got my own Alonso here. Qualified with a great lap, but it seems like has never run a dirt oval official. We'll see whether he can find his footing with a group of trucks around. Levi Poland has control of the field, is going to get going, and Chicano actually has a great jump on the outside line and is going to take the lead down into turn number 1. And Walls is going to try and follow Poland, getting a little bit swallowed up, and he's going to get turned by Fidel Fabian all the way to the tail end for the 45. I just didn't quite fire off and got absolutely freight trained on that initial start.
Yeah, that is a tough break for Poland, and Chicano, he slides a little bit too much. Here comes Michael Walsh trying to challenge for the race lead. Chicano holding on to it. He's got 8 more here in the heat to try to hold on, start on the front row for the feature.
Walls with a lot of experience on the license here, so gonna maybe go for a slider here. Chicano up into the wall, and that'll make the job nice and easy, but can Chicano go for the crossover? He's gonna go for it. He's gonna be behind at the line, go for a slider of his own, but leaving the room at the top side for Walls to run into. Then be side by side again into turn number 3.
This is incredible battling. Walls in the wall. Chicano, he's leaning on Walls. Somehow they really didn't make any contact. Still battling. Chicano and Walls contact now. Walls sideways. He's going to go straight. Chicano keeping it straight. And here comes Alex Kerfan for the race lead.
Fidel Fabian pressuring Walls as well. We are halfway through this one, and this has been action at the front of the field. Poland being spun to the back. Chicano and Walls giving it everything. And now Alex Kerfan from 6th on the grid is looking to make a move for the race lead.
Lots of Chicano, the last time we saw him on dirt, he won. That was totally different cars. That was so long ago. But he is liking what he is seeing right now, and that is a clean track ahead of him. But Micah Walls is coming with a full head of steam as he's going to get around Alex Kerfan. Slide job up in front of him. Alex Kerfan with a crossover.
A great move to slide in just ahead of Kerfan without catching the rear quarter panel of Chicano. That is some experience at work. He's got 2 laps now to try and set this back up on Alonso and retake the race lead. Meanwhile, Kerfan and Fabian side by side for that 3rd position. That'll be to start 6th place in the feature race in just a few minutes' time. We've got Stephen Littrell around the top 5. Littrell's done for the slider. Can Chicano cross it over again? No, ends up getting to the rear bumper. It's going to go for it in turn 1. The white flag is in the air. Next time by will be the checkered flag. Walls to the inside now into turn number 3. He can dictate the line for the corner. Alonso goes all the way up to the wall. Gonna try and carry the momentum on the outside, but it'll be Walls who takes it out the checker flag.
What a battle, and what a recovery for Micah Walls to get the race win in Heat 2. And it is Walls, Chicano, Kerfan, Fabian, Littrell, Probst, Caldwell, Von Druska, Crump, Sand, and Poland. And I don't know if they're going to run the Constellation, B main, LCQ, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really sure if they're going to run this. Basically, if they do, what it was top 10 from each heat would have made it into the feature. if we would have had any DNQs. The thing is here, Wareham not racing tonight. Justin Rand, he's not racing tonight. And so if we do run this, it's going to be Payne, Poland, and Thornton basically battling for who's going to start 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. And this would be a 15-lap race between the three of them.
Yeah, and we got the call from Caldwell, and the instruction was go crazy.
All right.
We're gonna run it. We're gonna see what Payne. I mean, you gotta imagine Poland is gonna fight through and try and run away with this one, because he had so much good pace, just couldn't quite get the fire off in that heat race. I mean, I'm so impressed by Chicano. We're talking about potentially a lack of experience. If it is true, it didn't show. I'd imagine he's got some practice running in hosteds, in leads, maybe over on the dirt side of things, because he looked right at home there.
So Payne didn't even grid. It's gonna be Poland and Thornton battling it out for this 15-lap B main. Both drivers are going to make it, as well as Payne, making it into the feature tonight.
I mean, we often call it the duels when there's two heat races. This is a slightly different kind of duel.
It really is. Well, who's your pick to win?
I mean, it's Poland.
I'm going to take Thornton.
I think Thornton I'll be offended with me for saying that. Poland had such great qualifying pace. He should have been running near the front of the field if not for that incident on lap number 1.
Well, the pace truck
Thornton
is
does
in.
have control of this start.
And the green
Poland
flag
gets
is
away a little
waving.
bit better this time.
Poland. He's clear of Thornton. He's running away. Several car lengths ahead of Thornton now. As they come across the line, there's 14 laps to go.
I mean, the one positive, we're not going to be here that long for this one.
Oh.
Oh, and they're now placing bets. The voice chat is active. They're wondering if Poland can put a lap or two on Thornton. That gives both drivers a bit of reason to get the hurry up going. As it stands, Poland is already 3 seconds further up the road, and it's practice for a slightly more worn track that not much of the field is necessarily going to have. They had it for in practice, of course. The track got very worn out there, but I'm sure Levi is trying to work out how he's going to work his way through the field in sort of going towards the middle third of the feature race. He is working that high side, using the sort of transition between the fresh dirt on the outside of the corner and the more worn-in dirt in sort of that second lane to the inside, and running very consistent lap times. So nice little bit of practice for him before the warm-up session comes in, as he pulls 5.5 seconds on Stephen Thornton.
He is almost about half a track ahead of Thornton. 5 down, 10 to go here in this B main event. And we'll see here. I am curious if Poland can maybe lap Thornton. But you know what? You mentioned it. This is more practice for them. And honestly, I would love to be out here right now if I'm one of the drivers that are competing tonight. This is 15 less laps that Poland and Thornton are going to get. You mentioned it. The track is going to change. We are going to have a fresh track for the feature as long as the session was set up correctly, which I do believe it was.
It was.
So fresh, completely brand new track for the feature. But it's 100 laps. It's going to change dramatically. And so, you know, I like this so much. They've got time to put in some laps, and you see Poland, I mean, he is really right now learning where he can be with the track going to be changing, and it very well could help him out later in the future.
And this would be Levi's first win in BSR competition if he can get it done here. I don't know if it'll necessarily count for the stat books, but a few top 5s on the record. This would be the crowning achievement for the number 45 crew. I don't know what to say about this.
It's going to be 4 laps to go. Well, they have 4 laps to go. Rather, he's coming around for 3 to go is Poland. I'm not so sure he's going to put a lap down on Thornton now. About a straightaway difference of 3 to go.
I think, should we pull in Raw and or Walls for interview maybe? Ask them how their heat race went?
Yeah, we could do that. Except I don't think they sit in voice chat.
I guess we can't do that. Coming to the white flag here, Levi Poland. Just another half mile to take home the LCQ victory here and guarantee a 21st place starting position in the Go Inc. Dirt Derby at Eldora. He is going to come through 3 and 4 for the final time, right up against the outside wall, and he is going to take the win here. Thornton will come home second. He'll line up from the outside of row 11, and then I'm guessing Randy Payne is going to be credited with the 3rd position, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I think it'll put him ahead of... It has, okay. I was worried he was going to get eliminated just by virtue of not winning the LCQ for a second.
Oh, that would sting. All right, well, there is a 5-minute warm-up. And it's going to be very busy.
And you see the track changing so much between the end of that LCQ and what we have now. But 24 trucks running 100 laps, they are going to wear out this surface awfully quick here. By, I'd say maybe even the halfway point, we are going to be struggling for grip all the way around every single lane. And Thornton getting caught up in an incident already. Let's hope that the warm session doesn't count towards the bonus for a clean driver, because I believe if anyone can manage to stay with a 0x all throughout this one, it is a $50 prize.
Which is insane. How can you stay clean here? It's dirt. Driver's gonna get dirty.
That's why it's. And that's why the bounty's been moved. But I don't know if Kemp is expecting to have to pay it out.
Kemp might be a smart man. Not me. I'm not good at Vegas, so I would not gamble my money like that. There'd be one driver. I'd find a way to ruin that for me. Couple drivers
more
right
contact
back here.
Fidel Fabian caught up with, I think that was Cameron Caldwell on the inside. Caldwell trying to bring it to a stop, and then I think Fabian just losing control into turn number 1. After contact with Gabe Zola. We haven't had this many trucks on track at one time. It's been practice session, people have been in and out of the pits, getting sort of changes made, looking at how the run's gone. We've had those 2 heats where we split the field in half. This is going to be very different, and I think we're going to expect to see a bit more like Heat 2 than Heat 1 with how this results in the finish out.
I want to bring in a driver for an interview. and we talked to him last week about the fact that BSR was going to his home track. I want to talk to him about BSR coming to Eldora. And so, Cameron Caldwell, are you there?
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, so, first of all, thank you so much for putting a dirt track on the schedule. This is going to be, I think, really exciting for the fans watching at home, for Olivia and I commentating this race, and for you guys out on track. So, this is the first time ever BSR is on dirt. I mean, what are you expecting out of this?
Man, I don't know. The heats show me that we can actually do this clean, which is a good start. I know it was like half the field for each, but you know, still. I've had a lot of fun in practice. I really didn't do a whole lot of practice this week. I felt like running by myself on a dirt track probably wouldn't teach me a whole lot, because I think a lot of it is just kind of basing it around the people around you. So I feel pretty good in practice. I'm hoping it's a lot of fun. It's gonna be really hard to pass early and probably late into the race. There'll be a segment where the top will get super slick and we'll be in the bottom, and that's probably where most of the pass will happen. And then after that, I don't really know. I think we'll get back to the top once the bottom gets slick, but it's gonna be really fun to watch everyone kind of figure out the challenge of the always changing track, you know. So I'm really excited about that. I think last week you interviewed me before our Portland race, and I said that was a very you to be very, very disciplined, and I think it's the same thing tonight, just on a different level. But I'm glad we're doing this. We've been very hesitant to try something like this the last few seasons when people brought it up, but this time I was like, well, you know, why not? Let's try it, and if it doesn't work, then it's just one race. But so far, hopefully I'm not knocking on wood here, but I think we're in for a treat. So hopefully it's a good show for the broadcast, and hoping we'll have some fun here.
All right, well, good luck to you, and we'll let you get back up to it.
Cool, thanks.
That was Cameron Caldwell, our league owner, and we're getting ready for the feature. So, let's see if this works. Nope. That's weird. Anyway, okay. So, still no fancy graphic. Olivia told me. I just wanted to try it anyway. So we're going to go ahead and still read off the starting lineup for tonight. And it is Justin Rott, who is going to start on the pole. Micah Walls, P2. Cody Goza will start third. Alonso Chicano at fourth. Brett Bennett in fifth. Alex Kerfan sixth. Rivers Jones seventh. Fidel Fabian starts 8th, Hunter Peach 9th, and Stephen Luttrell in 10th.
We have got William Kemp starting on the inside of row 6 with Zach Probst alongside. Lyndon Bingaman and Cameron Caldwell making up row number 7. A lot of experience between those two. Then Gabe Pizzola, Aaron Von Juska, Dawson Allen, Roy Crump, Ryan Bodie, and Troy Sand round out your top 20. And we've had a bit of a disaster for Poland once again, losing connection to the server right as we start gridding. So it'll be Stephen Thornton, the final truck out on the lane. Payne not taking the race start here. But we are going to give Paul a little bit of time, as luck would have it. So we had enough form 4 wide for the fans.
And they are lining up 4 wide. I've been begging them to do this as well.
Indianapolis, eat your heart out.
Oh man, I've been excited for this. Eldora Speedway, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. The often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. I did not steal that from anywhere. It's definitely original.
No, of course not. I'm just impressed that they've managed to pull this off. I've seen. I mean, I run a lot of indie myself. I've seen series try and go 3 wide, try and get that sorted out, and cause massive issues doing it. We've still got to get everyone back into line for the race start. Poland is now sat waiting on pit road to get rolling again. Might end up going 1 lap down from the start, but of course, caution's now going to be in effect from up the Iron Sky just in Durand. We're going to now try and get formed up once again. And we are going to get ready for action here at Eldora. 100 laps to decide who is going to take home the Dirt Derby win.
So lights are still on the pace truck as they get reformed. And then again, it's going to be 100 laps to determine the winner in the Goat Inc. Dirt Derby here at Eldora. I am excited.
I'm nervous, but I'm very excited.
So the lights on the pace truck are out as they come down the back straightaway. 2 Goat Inc. drivers starting on the front row in the Goat Inc. Dirt Derby. And I got one more for you. Eldora Speedway, we got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed. Let's go racing off turn number 4. We are, and then for some reason, random pause. Green! High limit.
And it's rotten balls side by side. The Goat Racing trucks running up front of the field here. Into turn number 3, Chicano trying to get involved as well, but it looks like it'll be Justin Brought who clears and takes a shot from Walls. He will lead lap number 1.
And it's side by side for Chicano and Goza. Alonso Chicano, he's going to get clear of Goza. And now see if he can put some pressure on Walls. Levi Poland is
got a little bit of a nudge into Chicano. Now Kerfan looking for a move to the inside. Again, this is when the track is as fresh as it's going to be. I think we're going to see drivers trying to use those multiple lanes. Goes now into the wall on the outside as Bennett and Kerfan battle behind. Through 3 laps, biggest mover is Caldwell up 3 positions.
Oh, there's gonna wreck
with Hunter Peach. It's that Probst goes around, and that I think is going to be our first caution of the night. And indeed, there it is. And that was a big one.
Let's see what the blimp caught here. Just, I mean, a parking lot.
Yeah, I think Literal sort of threw it in quite deep. And on that top side, maybe a little bit of a checkup, but then the rest of the field throws it in so deep behind that there's no way they're all getting it stopped. A little bit of damage on a few trucks. You see the run off turn number 4 here. They're side by side. They're in their own fight. They're not really focusing on what's going on ahead. And then into turn number 1, it's that initial contact with Zach Probst. Spins around the field. In the end, Caldwell that spun around as well. I believe Kemp also in the wrong direction. And we have a few trucks down on pit road. Live pit stops. Caution laps will count. I assume they are taking a little bit of damage repair and also making sure they've got the fuel topped off, because there was a little bit of concern if we ran green that the fuel could be tight at the finish. We expect the track to wear out and make that less of a concern, but drivers like William Kemp already at the tail end, not taking a chance on that one. And all 22 trucks remain on the lead lap, including Poland, who made that pit lane start and can now, with the field stacked up again, return that charge back to the front of the field.
And they are already 2 by 2. Driver's still catching up. It's going to be green flag this time as Pace Truck is into pit road. Rot on the outside. He hits the loud pedal. We're back under green at Eldora. This battle between Chicano and Walls continues. This Chicano actually winning the battle so far. Put Alonso Chicano at P number 2. Hunter Peach back here trying to bottom around Dawson Allen. Oh my, that was close.
And Allen getting acquainted with the outside wall already. Up at the front of the field, a little bit of a nudge between Chicano and Walls. I'll open the door for Cody Goza to go for a slide. Leaves room to the outside, and now Brett Bennett going to try and fill that gap. Can't quite get there now on the entry of 3. Going to make another attempt, but they stack up in the wall ahead. And no dramas between the top 5 just yet. Big mover right now. Dawson Allen up 8 positions from 17th on the grid up into 9th position.
That is incredible. Dawson Allen, I believe this is his 2nd start of the season. The other one coming at Kentucky.
Walls and Chicano right back at it. Slider for slider. Just like we saw in that heat race. Walls is going to be ahead into turn number 3. Now Chicano has nowhere to go. Has to trap the throttle. This is letting run away. Has 1.2 seconds right now on the field. And just seems to be in control of this one. As they fight for 2nd place behind.
Cody Goza put pressure on Alonso Chicano now. Chicano doing a great job. He's still holding on to 3rd place. Brett Bennett right there. He's really wanting something to happen to allow him to gain some positions. He also has Fidel Fabian all over his tailgate.
And you can already see the slicker line forming on the corner entries, especially down in 1 and 3. Just about a lane off the top groove. You can see that's where you're starting to eat through that layer of dirt, and the grip diminishes massively. I think you're going to have to stick right to the top groove, or you are going to have to maybe look for some moves down the low side as that continues to wear in.
You're going to see it just get darker and darker up top. And oh, we got a spin! It's Fidel Fabian! He's to the inside. Nobody else involved. I believe we're going to stay green as he is trying to get it back facing the correct way. It looks like Zach Probst's going to come down pit road as well, but no harm to anybody else. Fidel Fabian, not at all what he wanted to see there. Looks like Roy Crump also coming down pit road.
Yeah, never a feeling being backwards on the racetrack. It seemed like Fabian was halfway around, maybe could have caught it, but nowhere for Rivers Jones to go. We have Ryan Bodie has pulled off and called it a night. Roy Crump looks like took a big shot against Zach Probst actually in both trucks, picking up an incident from that one. So big issues for the 2 of them. We stayed green. It happened sort of very quickly on the backstretch.
Caution!
But now the caution is out, and it is for Dawson Allen, I believe, who is spun around in turn number 1.
Oh, man. See what happened to Dawson Allen here. Battling with Cameron Caldwell in the 12. Oh! Okay, still going? Oh, too much throttle. Oh, my goodness! Who was that? Oh, that was... Oh, my goodness. That was Poland. Can the night...
It's not been his day, has it?
No. Can the night get any worse for Poland? I mean, that poor guy. Take a look on board with Levi Poland.
And you can smell trouble here, but I don't know if you have any time to react to that. Slamming the brakes is never going to work on dirt. You're just going to skid straight into the scene of the crime. He's down on pit lane, going to try and get some repairs done, or maybe call it a night. Get Fabian and Crump caught up in a big incident. Crump came down pit lane. So it's Crump and Zach Probst that caught up with each other. Fidel Fabian had that solo spin separately. It was just contact off turn number 2 between the two of them that ended up causing the calamity. Poland has pulled out a pit lane on the lead lap, going to deal with that front end damage and see if we can keep it rolling here. Meanwhile, we are stacked up once again. Raw on the outside, Kano on the inside. 78 laps to go here at Eldora, and we are underway once again with a great jump from Walls.
Oh, he is all over the tailgate of Justin Rott, who has led this thing so far. Justin Rott having himself a great night. Can he pull away from Michael Walls? Well, that is going to be a good way to do it as Michael Walls catches the wall, and Alonso Chicano once again battling side by side with him. How about Brett Bennett now up to P4?
Great move from Bennett here. Working through, holding up the pressure behind from Goza, from Kerfen, from Jones, and trying to find that gap on Alonso Chicano. Dawson Allen with another spin. Truck not able to keep it going. He's in the tow back to pit lane, but we stay green. And Bennett nearly getting Chicano, but Chicano slides back through for 3rd position. He is fighting as we hit the 1/4 mark, and it's 30 in the 96. Contact off the corner, and they are going to be 3 wide into 1.
How about Bingham gaining 3 spots on that last lap, and a couple of them because of the contact between Kerfan and Goza.
And I think a little bit of confidence now starting to form for Linden. Up 8 spots now, our biggest gainer on the day. So Kerfen not going to give it up, you're going to throw it all the way to the door. Now going to have to be fighting with Kerfen for that 5th sit position, I should say. Brett Bennett's gotten through, but Chicano going to try and fight it back again into turn number 1.
Lance Chicano with the slider!
When you slide in side by side with someone.
Chicano!
Bingaman might use this opportunity to slide through. Goes to the inside, both trucks up into the wall. Can Bingaman hold the inside line? He's going to be a nose behind his turn number 1, but now's the time for a slider to try and clear for 3rd place. He'll sail into 4th for now.
Brett Bennett having himself an incredible race so far. Very early in this one as they are still in the early stages. But Brett Bennett, can he do anything? Seems to really shine on the restarts. And it is just incredible battling going on. Last week's winner, Rivers Jones, he's up in front of Chicano. Maybe a slide chop, some contact going on there. Rivers Jones, he's going to hold onto the position as Chicano is continuing to battle. Here comes Rivers Jones with a big head of steam to the outside of Bingaman.
Just doesn't have the lane. Bennett's then, he's going to try and get to the outside. Gets walled out by Bennett for 3rd place, and now this could give Bingaman a chance to fight this one back to 4th position. Is he going to be able to clear? Not quite. But he's got the inside line down into turn number 1. And Bennett and Jones still tripping over each other on that high side. It's going to work out maybe for Jones, but they are just in lockstep right now on that high side. Bingaman trying something different down low.
I think Jones is faster, but he just, you mentioned it, has nowhere to go with Bingaman to the inside of Brett Bennett. I see just an incredible battle going on behind these guys as well. Actually, Rivers Jones was able to get clear of Bingaman, and now back to the inside of Brett Bennett. But still, Bennett is holding on. He's doing an incredible job, but I don't know. Rivers has the outside. Brett Bennett kind of giving him the outside. He's there! Rivers Jones now gonna take third place, and we have a caution on the track.
And it's Hunter Peach with a meatball down in turns 1 and 2. You can see the destruction on that right front corner. How has that happened to the number 4? It's an instant ahead. He has nowhere to go, it looks like, in turn 3 and 4. Coming down the racetrack is Cody Gozer off the wall. Alex Kerfan also involved. And Hunter Peach taking the worst hit of anyone that I think could be day done for the number 4 track.
That is an unfortunate comeback for Hunter Peach. I received word earlier this week that Hunter Peach was coming back. Oh, Roy Crump, who also making a return. Got it. Cody goes.
Yeah, and Roy not having the best night either. Just, I think trying to go low, thinking the instant would be up high. There's so little visibility here. I think he might have thrown it in before the caution came out even. Yeah, racetrack was still green at that contact. And the caution flies right afterwards. So just no warning for the number 70 coming around that corner.
Coming to the juice cone, and Rotten Walls and Jones all take the high side. This actually opens up the door for Brett Bennett to go 4th to 2nd. This is what I love about the juice cone rule. Now, the outside line, we have seen that it is really, really good here tonight, especially on these restarts. So what is Brett Bennett going to do being on the front row?
We saw, I think Rotten Walls might be timing these to get the jump. I think the play might be to try and slot in ahead of Jones for 3rd place. It's going to be side by side. Bingaman's going to go all the way to the inside, try and look 3 wide. Whereas Jones going to try and follow Walls through. And it looks like the outside line call might have been the play because that top 3 is still in contention. But now tripping over each other in turn 3 and 4. Bingaman going to try and clear then with 3 wide into turn number 1. Bingaman can't go anywhere on that low side with 2 trucks pinching all the way. Jones shuffled out into the wall after contact with Bennett, and that's going to check up the outside lane a huge amount.
Yeah, it does, and that didn't really start with Bennett. That kind of started from Michael Walls getting into the wall. I thought Michael Walls was going to be the one to go around there, and somehow nobody did. But the biggest loser out of all of that is Rivers Jones, who, I mean, he didn't even fall back that far.
Yeah, and great job from everyone behind to keep it as clean as possible. Could have been a huge incident with that checkup. They got a battle now between Caldwell and Chicano for the 7th position, as pretty much everyone now struggling for grip sliding out. And I think everyone's found the wall at least a couple of times. We'll see if anyone has stayed at 0 incidents throughout here. Caldwell does clip 7th place. And one thing I am curious about is if we get another caution, are we going to see some drivers maybe try a set of fresh tyres and see if that can get them anywhere?
I don't know.
16 on the lead lap right now.
I think track position is key here. Rivers Jones actually making moves work, but the only reason Rivers is able to do that is because he's staying so high and able to get to the right rear of the drivers ahead.
Gabe Zola struggling to hang on to it. Great job to hold on, but this has checked up the field behind. They're 3 wide. You've got Poland, Fabian, and Kerfan fighting for position. Rivers Jones almost getting shuffled into the ball again, but he's making the charge back through on Brett Bennett. Is going to follow Bingaman into the 4th position and now try and work on getting around the number 35, who is up 10 spots. Only bigger gainer than that right now, Poland up 11 as he continues to work into the top 10.
Big battle here for 3rd place as Rivers Jones went super low. Bingaman also went low there. Bingaman doing a great job holding off Rivers Jones, and I think Rivers realizes he's not going to get to the right rear of Bingaman. He's got to do something different. He's going to try a slide job, just not able to get clear enough. And so it is still Bingaman in third place for now, but Rivers, he is doing everything he needs to do. It's just not quite enough.
Oh, we do have an incident further back. Fidel Fabian spinning in turn 3 and 4, collecting Thornton and Von Drewster, it looks like. You've got Sand and Thornton down on pit lane. Both trucks now laps down. We stayed green. 15 trucks remaining on the lead lap, but some of them carrying pretty heavy damage and are going to be close to a second off the pace, so we could see that traffic coming through very shortly.
We just saw the replay of what happened. Go ahead.
I was just looking at damage. Poland moving to the fringe of the top 10 with the front end in the state that it is. I've got to imagine he might be down on power a little bit with that hit. But doing a great job to keep in contention and keep making moves, currently defending from Stephen Littrell.
Yeah, this night is definitely not how Poland has wanted it to go. And he's just trying to get anything he possibly can out of this. Oh! Contact between Juan Chicano and Gabe Cazzola. I thought was going to send Cazzola around.
Cazzola's saved worse slides than that already in this run. Doing a great job. Now the slide comes through from Chicano, but he has to leave room for Caldwell. Cazzola tries to go high, ends up finding the wall because of it. He got Thornton down the low side, staying well out of the way, but it does maybe take a lane away on corner entry if you are trying to go 3 wide. Chicano now looking for a run on Cameron Caldwell for that 7th position. But up at the front, I mean, Justin Raw has been dominant in this race. Wall's making it a go 1-2 currently. And then Lyndon Bingaman up 10 positions with a great run in the 3rd spot right now. I believe I've made a couple starts so far this season, but clearly feeling very comfortable here at Eldora.
You mentioned it's a GOAT 1-2. Rivers Jones wants to say it's a GOAT 1-2-3, but he just cannot get around Bingaman despite having the opportunity to get to the right rear. Bingaman is running a lower line now. Rivers Jones back to running the top line. He's got a better run. Still not able to get to that right rear, though.
I mean, I'm just impressed by the racing this field's putting on. We've seen truck races in real life and in the sim devolve into not getting sort of more than a couple of laps in. A lot of room to work with here at Eldora, of course, but drivers making great use of it, giving each other room wherever they can. And yeah, we've got to the point where drivers are now going a lap down on pace. Cody Goza falling behind Justin Water here. It's almost unheard of for some dirt truck races that we've seen.
It's crazy because Goza had some really good speed tonight. And the fact that he is a lap down, that is just incredible. What kind of pace that Justin Rott has had, and just the downfall of Cody Goza tonight.
And of course there is damage on that 96. You can see it on the left front, especially from earlier incidents. But we started with the field, I'm pretty sure, and has just lost that in this most recent run. Next up would be Fidel Fabian, who was being through the wars tonight. We'll see how quickly Rort gets to the tail end. But it's like Bingaman's starting to settle in. Rivers Jones not able to keep up right now, and stay within striking distance. We've got a fight between Literal and Cazzola for 9th and 10th. That is the main talking point. The score goes to the outside. But you can see just how much more worn in the track is. You can see that sort of very dark surface a lane from the top. That's a different colouring to what a fresh track looks like on the top. It's closer to black than brown almost on the cameras.
Yeah, and it is just... There's no grip there. The driver's still running in it, trying to find any kind of speed that they possibly can. Battle between Kerfan and Poland. Poland has fallen back to 12th. He's looking to get 11th back, and he is going to do so by driving around the outside of Alex Kerfan. Little gap before he is able to get up to the top 10.
Zola looking for the move here on Chicano. Chicano was running great earlier. I think the track's just gotten away from Alonso in a way that some other drivers been able to adapt to. He's trying to fight the outside lane. He's going to clear Cazzola for now and then cut low to block the slider attempt. Is holding on, but I think could use a caution to bunch the field up and try something a little bit different. But has nearly a 5-second lead over Walls right now. Really strong run from the 76.
Oh my goodness! How? How in the world did Dave Cazzola save that? How in the world does he continue to save that truck?
And also the reactions there from Literal to get on the anchors to make sure to not tip Cazzola fully into the spin. Lost a spot because of it, but doing a job to keep the truck in one piece. It's one of the better looking trucks right now, so if a caution were to fly, then could be some moves, but Cazzola, again, it's doing a great job not fully spinning, but you can see is really struggling with control of that truck in the back half of this one.
It's just struggling. It is incredible what he is able to do, and a little bit of contact between Cazzola and Poland. Poland, of course.
We got a battle here for third place. Walls and Bindeman on top of each other. Bindeman ends up sliding to the inside, and that moves Jones through into the third position and putting a lot of pressure on Walls, who is really starting to fall away from Rort now.
Rivers Jones. He wants to get up to P2. Just not able to get up to Walls quite yet.
And meanwhile, Bingaman losing another spot to William Kemp, who sent it clean around the outside in turn 4. Hard charger there in the 0-9. Could be looking for a move on Walls and Jones, going right up against the wall to try and find what is left of that cleanish dirt. But it's going to struggle to make the move when the trucks in front are using that exact lane as well.
And Jones is going to get around Walls. And William Kempf, here he comes with some steam. He's going to get to the outside of Walls. And William Kempf is not quite going to have third place to himself.
You can see Walls now trying to use that low side, trying to find something. There's going to be a lap trip to Fidel Fabian, blocking that in a couple of the corners. Then they have to go back into single file, just because a 3 wide is so sketchy at this level of track wear. There's going to be Kemp up into the third position. It's Chevrolet, Toyota, Ford in the top 3. Walls has settled into 4th place right now, ahead of Bingaman. top 5 got a big breakaway, but of course Raw has the biggest of them all.
And I want to mention that Rot is in some heavy traffic, or at least he has been. Only a couple trucks left in front of him, and then he's got a clear track for a while. But it's not been easy for Rot these last few laps, as it's been pretty thick with some traffic. I've been watching on the track map. Looks like...
And of course, as the lead, the problem you have is that people are going to want to fight you more for that position than they will for the trucks chasing you down, because there's nothing for them to gain once they're off the lead lap on trying to hold on to spots against leaders. But if a caution does fly, then for a drive like Literal a couple seconds up the road, or actually right here right now, and Chicano, they are going to want to be stacked up with the tail end of the field to get one last shot at this.
But if you're Raw, you're just thinking, please don't wreck me.
Yeah, and this is the benefit that Raw has enough of a buffer where he can be patient, but he can't wait forever. And you can see Chicano really trying to defend that outside groove. We'll see if Raw maybe gives the bumper to try and get around, or where he just hopes that that top lane is going to open up quickly. But the gap's closed by about a second now. Raw finally there to the outside of Chicano and Literal. Chicano gonna go for a slider, maybe. Obviously, he's in his own battle with Literal on the inside. Might not be thinking about Raw particularly. But now is through. The gap's closed up, but he's got that daylight ahead. Next truck is a good few seconds up the road, and he has plenty of room to get back on the power.
Oh, Alonso Chicano sliding, and not in the kind of way that he wants to. That lost him some momentum. So the battling between Chicano and Luttrell lost them a position to Gabe Cazzola as well. And right here is Levi Poland, who is looking to get back up into the top 10.
Yeah, this is a 4-car group fighting for 8th place under a blanket. And you can see it's just so tough to keep the truck down low. Poland gonna go for a move here. Chicano gonna slide up high into the wall. Still gonna carry enough momentum to continue the fight and to clear Poland here. We are in the final 15 laps of action. The gap at the front, 3.5 seconds. Chicano really struggling on this old dirt. Poland now to the outside of the course. And he is going to try and clear off turn number 4 here. But we've seen how aggressive Chicano's been with the sliders. Keeps it off the door of the 45 there. And that might be the fight done for 9th place right now. Chicano got to go defensive against Literal.
So the battle for 10th is on. Still between the 25 of Chicano and the 36 of Literal. Chicano doing a great job riding that high line. Still holding on. Battle just ahead between Cazzola and Poland. It is on.
And Levi up 12 positions, but also has had to start from the pit lane after issues just before the race. Is making great moves and could get one more here before this ends. And let's not forget, this would be for the lucky dodge if a caution were to fly right at the end of this one. You've got to be hoping, if you're a driver in this situation, that maybe you can get very lucky and deal yourself in with a great advantage on the rest of the field. Chicano up into the wall again, and now it's Jones, it's Kemp, it's Walls catching up to this group. And this could get spicy. This could be a caution if they don't keep it clean here.
And Jones is going to drive right around the outside of Chicano. Rivers Jones, though, he's got no chance at catching Rot without something happening. Whether it's a caution, whether it's something happening to Rot. right back now into some traffic. But
Connor and Literal leaning on each other. Now William Kemp needs to get through. It's going to go between the two of them. Chicano holds on to 10th for the time being. But I'm not sure whether he's going to get a little bit of a hello from the number 36 coming through once again.
oh, Chicano's going to get into the William Kempf. Kempf is around. That is more than likely going to bring out a yellow. We've got a couple drivers stopped on track. Green is still out. Caution now flying. With under 5 laps to go. Oh my goodness.
I don't really know what to say about this one. He's way too deep in turn number 1. Against a lead lap truck that's running in the podium positions. I just don't know if there's much use in it. I think that he's going to give Poland lucky dog after a fight with Gabe Trizola. The caution came out right as he got the position around the outside. And so the 45 is going to get moved back onto the lead lap despite everything. And we are going to line up for overtime here in the Grid Network Truck Series at Eldora.
These drivers, their arms are on fire right now. They were out there. That was a long green flag run that these drivers had. And now they've got to go extra distance. As the field is lining up 2 by 2 for the restart. We've got 8 drivers on the lead lap. It's overtime here in the Goat Inc. Dirt Derby at Eldora. Pace truck gonna make its way to the safety of pit road. The Goat Inc. guys, they're first, second, and third, and they are on the loud pedal. Here we go, back under green at Eldora.
And I don't think Justin gave Walls any heads up about that one. You know, try and pull away. Feel like he deserves this one. They are spread out behind Kemp, trying to fight back through. Are we going to make it to the white flag here? Contact between Bingaman and Bennett. We stay in the right direction. White flag in the air. Justin Rourke continues to lead from Walls. Half a lap to go here at Eldora.
On the back straightaway, Justin Rod, he has led them all. Michael Walls is going to send it on the bottom. Does he have anything? He will not. Off turn number 4, it's going to be Justin Rod winning the Goat Inc. Dirt Derby. Whew. What a night. And Goat Inc. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead, Olivia.
I mean, sponsorship paying off well for them on that one. Fantastic win from them, and you've got to say, Raw, deserving to win it. It would have been a crying shame for it to have ended differently with that late caution. Raw will take home the race win ahead of Walls and Jones. A 1, 2, 3, 4 Goat Racing, and he is gonna, I mean, burn it down maybe. I don't really know what the terminology is on the dirt here.
I don't really know either, but I can tell you the best tasting donuts are coming from Rossburg, Ohio, if there even is donuts in Rossburg, Ohio. It's just, this town literally is nothing but cornfields and a racetrack. Been here once before,
What
and
else do you need?
I mean, very true. Very excited to actually come to this place once again in real life next month. For the 4 Crown Nationals, but these guys, they put on an incredible show here tonight in the virtual Eldora. This place, it did not disappoint. I've been super excited. I've been excited since this track came out, and I was begging for the 4-wide salute. I got it, and I mean, you know, the battle for the race win was non-existent, but Justin Raw, wire to wire, incredible job. We still had plenty of battles going on, despite Justin Rott doing such an incredible job up front. Let's go ahead and take a look at our finishing results. And it is Justin Rott with the win. Michael Walls bringing it home second. Rivers Jones third. Brett Bennett. How about that for Brett Bennett? Fourth place finish. William Kempf, P5. What could have been a podium for Kempf tonight. That is unfortunate for him to finish fifth, but still not a bad night for Kempf. Cameron Caldwell bringing it home sixth. Lyndon Bingaman, seventh. Levi Poland, eighth. Gabe Kazola, ninth. One lap down, and Alex Kerfan in 10th.
Alonso Chicano will finish 11th, one lap down, with Stephen Littrell, Fidel Fabian, and Aaron Von Druska rounding out the other trucks, finishing one off the lead lap. Cody Goza and Troy Sand bring it home, as well as Stephen Thornton and Roy Crump bringing their wounded trucks around to the checkered flag. Hunter Peach, Dawson Allen, Zach Probst, and Ryan Bodie will be your retirements from this one. Randy Payne joined us in the heat races, and then Justin Durand doing all the work up in race control.
So we have some interviews that we have got to give. And let's go ahead and start with our third place finisher. Rivers Jones. Hey Rivers, it was another podium for you tonight. Started 7th and worked your way up to the front. I was impressed with how you were running tonight, making moves happen. It seemed like everybody was running high, but you were running higher and just able to get to the right rear of the drivers ahead of you. First dirt race here in the BSR Grid Network Truck Series. What was it like out there for you?
It's crazy, honestly. I'm really out of my element here in dirt. This is maybe my third or second league race on dirt before, so I mean I had an idea of what to expect, but I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to execute and finish well. But I mean it was crazy. Started 7th, and at the start it was just really stacked up on the outside, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to go anywhere if I just followed everybody on the outside. So I just was looking for a way to get around them, whether that was trying to send it down low, which I wasn't very good at, because I was scared I would slide up and just wreck the person on my high side. So I kind of tried to avoid doing that. So I went to the very top, like you said, and it was just my goal to try to get to the right rear. It kind of reminded me in an odd way of the current next gen racing we have, where you have to kind of get to that right rear, and once you get to the right rear of the car in front of you, it makes that pass a lot easier. So I mean, kind of using that experience from the next gen, I think it definitely helped me out a lot tonight.
Now this race was the Go Inc. Dirt Derby. How special is it for you guys to get a 1-2-3 finish?
Oh, I mean, it's really cool. I love racing with them. They're very good friends. We didn't really put a lot of practice in this. I think Justin did put in some laps, but coming here with not barely any practice is really cool, especially to be able to pull off that feat 1-2-3, like you said.
All right. Well, sponsor shout outs. Who gets it done for you?
Shout out to the Goat Inc. guys, of course. Justin, Micah, Gabe, Fidel, all of them. Shout out to my mom and dad. Love y'all so much. Shout out to Steven Maggio and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. They're racing a different league tonight, but they're also very good friends. Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats on the podium, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Rivers Jones, your third place finisher here tonight. And Olivia, I believe you have Micah Walls.
I sure do. Micah, congratulations, heat win. in the second heat race there. Hard fought with Alonso all the way through. And then bringing it home second in the GOAT Racing 1, 2, 3. Talk us through how that racing was and how much fun it was battling side by side with some of these guys.
Yeah, that's honestly probably the funnest race in the entire year. Even though I lost to Justin, that was by far the funnest race in the entire year. But it was really fun in the heat and everything with Alonso. That was a really fun battle for the heat one and everything, but I'm just glad we got a 1, 2, 3 for GOAT.
Yeah, because having Justin starting in front of you on all those restarts in the feature race, was there sort of teamwork in that to make sure you got the good fire off together to pull away from the field?
We all had, we were talking just to line up behind him and how the restarts were. There wasn't another lane other than the top to really run, so we just all kind of lined up behind him. He told us when to go, so.
And of course, until that final restart, you gave everything.
Yeah, you gotta try something.
Yeah. Do you think there was anything you could have done without wrecking him, or was he just always going to dominate from the lead there?
Yeah, just nothing I could do. Just I didn't want to try anything too stupid to me and sabotage it. He dominated, and congrats to him. So.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic showing from the whole team, bringing home the 1, 2, 3. And if there's anything you want to say to the team, to the fans, anyone at home, now would be the time. Congratulations on a fantastically run second place finish.
Thank you. Got to shout out Bill and got to shout out all the T1A guys and GOAT guys. So.
Alright, well, thank you for joining us, and we will talk to you next time.
Appreciate it.
And now Josh has the man of the hour dominated, I believe, all 100 laps of this one. 101 laps, I should say. Taking home the race win and taking home an extra $50 for the sake of it. Josh, you're standing by with Justin Root.
Yeah, Justin, I look at the stat sheet and it says that you were in this race and that you won it, but I had a hard time finding you out on the track. You sure you were in there?
Yeah, somewhere out there. I don't somewhere down there.
I mean, absolutely drove away from everybody. The only time anybody had a shot was on restarts. I mean, what an incredible drive for you here tonight. I really don't know. We didn't have the camera on you much at all because of the fact that you were so far ahead. So, I mean, walk us through how this race was for you.
Well, I don't know if we're allowed to pick the top or bottom on the initial start, but I forgot to ask. So I ended up on the bottom there, and I knew it was going to be tricky to keep Micah behind me for the initial start because I was on green. But I kind of slid up in front of him, and he lifted for me a little bit, which I didn't really expect. But, we got that out of the way. And then I just kind of ran away, and the restarts were scary. Well, the last one was terrifying, as you could imagine. But the other ones, Micah, he said he knew he had nothing for me, so he just lined up behind me, and we tried to work together as much as we could and get us all up there, and it worked out for a 1, 2, 3 for all of us, and that's sick. I mean, the race for me, a lot of just battling lap cars and getting mildly frustrated with a couple of them, but it all worked out. I had a big enough gap up to that point that it didn't really matter. I could take my time and smooth sailing for most of it, and then that last restart, I know Micah how much he's been screwed out of wins in this league, and I knew he knows I know that, and he knows how it is, so I knew he wasn't gonna completely kill me. So I felt a little comfortable there, and had Rivers on the outside behind me. I could not believe he picked the outside. I was hoping he would pick the bottom because I know he's not, Micah, Rivers. We know how they are, so they're polar opposites, I'd say. So Rivers, he's a little teddy bear, and I think I felt a little comfortable if he was on the bottom, but it got to Micah, and he raced with as hard as he could without killing me, and I appreciate that a lot. So terrifying final restart, but the other 99 laps were pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what was the mindset the moment the caution came out, and that led us to that overtime. With you being so far ahead, only a couple more to get the white, but it just the caution came out and kind of threw everything away. So what was the mindset, before the restart even happened, just as soon as that caution hit?
I normally like to chat in the call quite a bit. We kind of just sit there and talk the whole race. But something like that were to happen normally, I'd be so mad and just like yelling. I'd be pissed. But I really didn't say a word. Like I don't think I said a word that entire whole thing. So I was terrified, but I knew I had my teammates behind me, so it should have been okay. But you never know what's going to happen on the other side of that green flag. So thankful it all worked out well.
Sponsors, shout outs. Who gets it done for that winning number 76 machine?
Shout out Micah and Rivers, of course. Awesome 1, 2, 3. We've gotten a couple of those. First one this season, I think. Yeah, definitely. Back-to-back wins for the team. Hell yeah. Gabe, he was in the call talking about wrestling the whole time or something. Nate Polite back at home. He's trying to watch the Bristol game that's pouring rain apparently. So that's awesome. Shout out Jurg, Steven, Fidel. He was out there. He was pretty quick. He just got a little. He kind of got screwed early on. Got wrecked or something, I think. Shout out Fidel. I really hope I didn't miss anyone. Shout out to you guys if I did, and shout out to you too for broadcasting us every week.
All right. Well, congrats on the race win, and we'll see you next week at Michigan.
Sure, thank you.
That was your race winner, Justin Rott, here tonight from Eldora. So, Olivia, it was my first time in a very long time calling a dirt race. I believe it was your first time calling a dirt race. Tonight, it did not disappoint.
No, that was a great show. They again kept it so clean, like 4 cautions in a 100-lap dirt racing in trucks like this is really impressive for the whole field. And I think you've got to say that the cream did rise to the top. Of course, Justin Roth deserved that win. Grand slam from flag to flag. But the rest of that sort of group in the top 5 ran a great race, kept themselves mostly out of trouble. And in the end, a great show and a well-deserving winner of BSR's first ever dirt race.
So, do you think that this would allow us to have another dirt race on the schedule? I mean, obviously you're not an admin, you don't make the decision for schedules, but, if you were, would you push for another dirt race to be on the schedule?
Well, I know that a conversation's already ongoing. I think one of the main complaints was about just how tricky it was, and sort of to see the whole racetrack from race control. So there's just next time maybe we'd rely on iRacing cautions, but the fact that the conversation is already about next time rather than let's never do this again suggests that maybe we are going to see this become a more regular feature as a seasonal change of pace here in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I would love to see another dirt race on the schedule, whether it is here at Eldora or maybe trying something different. I don't really know where else would be a good show for these trucks. I know in real life they experimented with Knoxville, but Eldora was a stop on the schedule for a few seasons, and I wish that the real life NASCAR Truck Series would come back to Eldora. But that's the beauty of iRacing, is we can experiment with car track combos that could be, so far-fetched. And, this track, it was awesome. I love this track a lot, and if we do come back to Eldora in the future, I will absolutely be there for for the event. To be in the booth, I don't want to be out there on track, not at all. I'll leave it to these guys, but that was an incredible show. That's going to do it from us here at Eldora Speedway. It is my home track, Michigan International Speedway, next week, and that's going to be a good one for sure. I love that place. Put on a great show for the past 7 seasons. So we'll see how that one goes next week. But first of all, congrats to Justin Rott on the race win once again. Absolutely dominated, wire to wire. Thank you to the fans, the admins, and the drivers for all you guys do. Because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. And so on behalf of the entire outstanding crew at JCTV and my killer commentator, as always, Olivia Hayward, I'm Joshua Coppernell, signing off, saying so long, stay safe, and we will see you next time. Take care.